Well, gang, it looks like we got another mystery on our hands. You might want to clench your butt cheeks real quick and hide your kids, hide your wives, and stop rolling those fat doobies around, guys, because the stuff that is coming out today that I want to show you, it really feels like that it's deliberate, it's all on purpose, and the videos that we have, baffling. Okay, we're gonna jump right into it right now, and if we get 2 likes on the video, I'm gonna drop the next episode for you fine fellas and for all my beautiful queens and my sisters right now, or not right now, but you guys get the deal, right? Soon, okay? Relax, you're gonna get some tonight. But first of all, this is our very first clip, and it's claimed that this is being this was captured in Miami. Some are saying it's the Goodyear blimp. Some are saying that they do not know what this twat is, because this twat looking some different, and I have to agree, this certainly looking a little different. Yeah, what do you think that is? Because it's odd. Perhaps a blimp, because that's what people are saying. I mean, on this, okay, from this angle, it does look a little bit like a blimp. I can see why some people are saying that. Hopefully this is not a UFO mother-in-law ship. I mean, we've been having them UFO motherships. Hopefully, I don't want no UFO mother-in-law ship, but I wanted to actually show you that. Now, this second clip, I don't think it's legit, and I will talk about why, alright? Shout out to the homie Casper's side, he was actually playing that, but this is very, very good. This is why I'm like throwing it in the video, because if it's real, man, this is insane, and it's linked with the Philadelphia crash, the plane crash that happened. We're also gonna dive into the Washington DC plane crash, the Black Hawk, because the videos that we have, apparently we got this video, and it's been claimed that it was deliberately, purposely trying to crash in, and we got the video that I want to play for you in a second too. But first of all, roll this.
And I couldn't find the first one I saw. And I went back on their broadcast, and here it is. Watch up here.
And just almost
right there,
just exploded.
Look at that thing.
Is that what you witnessed?
What's
Look
that?
at how that moves, man.
The actual
Damn,
incident of when it happened, I only noticed it on the ground. I was about 20, 25 minutes away from when the
Mate, that like teleported, but look.
actual incident of when it happened, I only noticed it on the ground. I was about 20, 25 minutes away.
Then a few minutes later, if you look at my other short, another one comes from here and goes down almost in the same area.
Okay, let's have a little look, mate.
A UAP.
Yeah. Look.
There's a UAP in this live footage of that Fox is running right now. Let me show you. Watch right here.
Yeah,
watch this thing.
Right here, right here.
Nobody's saying nothing about it. See it going down? Now watch what it does.
But I'm sure that just blinked up and straight back down again. Am I just...
Saying nothing about it. See it going down? Now watch what it does.
It just went...
Now, the reason I'm not believing it is because I have not seen many coverage on this one. I haven't seen like people talk about this, right? This is like the only video I saw, and I'm certain this is not the only video. There's probably like other videos on it too, but it's not like I have not seen much discussion about this. I haven't seen this be like thrown in the news. Now, I do agree that the mainstream probably not gonna cover this too much. I feel like News Nation would have, and so far at the very least they have not. Maybe they will cover it soon. What do you think that is? Do you believe it? Do you not? I mean, I'm like, I don't think it's real, but if it certainly is the video seems genuine though. The video does seem genuine, but yeah, it's very, very hard to say whether it's real or not. This is a little sad because, like, I always say this, man, in the day and age of AI and the fake videos, it's very, very hard to know what's real and what's not. Now, this is certainly an older video, okay? It's a couple years old. This disc ship UFO sighting was filmed a few years ago in Italy, and according to some, it depicts a Palladian light ship, and I believe Palladian is one of the Alamos race, okay? Like the alien race, and it's being said. I mean, that's a conspiracy, but roll it. Oh my goodness, man. And it's like all RGB lights decked out. And you know what? Another conspiracy for you fine fellas at home. Another conspiracy is that the RGB lights that we got were also given to us by these aliens. That's like another conspiracy for you. If you have heard that, let me know in the comments. But Bob, drop that donut and bring your fat ass over here. We got another mystery on our hands, and you've been playing around way too much, man. Come on, Bob, get over here, man. Damn. Yeah, guys, like what can I say, man? Bob be crazy. Man, it's not working. My Canadian Bob of War not working. But I guess Trump's gonna deport this to its galaxy. I guess there's that, right? But I also want to show you guys this. Now, yeah, I mean, this video can be faked, okay? It can be fake, but if real, holy smokes, it ain't no jokers, okay? Viewer discretion is advised, because we're living in a day and age. Like, I want to be truthful, I want to be honest with you. This is Pad 25, that recent Black Hawk crash like in Washington, D.C., Black Hawk plane crash in Washington, D.C., it's that. And this is the video that you're seeing of the flight path, right? So Pad 25, this is the chopper. And the reason this video exists is because it's being claimed, and as you can see, it's trying super hard to fly in a direction of other incoming or oncoming planes. It's trying its very best to crash into one. It avoided a lot, and the way it's turning to, and yeah, look at that, bam, right here, collision with, and you can just see this here, the very beginning of it, first near crash, right? Like, it avoided that, or I mean, it wanted to crash into it. That's how it felt like from here. So it is truly strange, man. And a lot of people, of course, are not buying into this one. And of course, we had the Philadelphia crash too. We're gonna get down to that in a second as well. And I want to show you like another clip. Now, this is an also older video, but the clarity is truly insane. Roll it.
I could see the object floating almost as if it was in water. It would rise up and down just slightly and sway back and forth a little bit. And then the more
this one was captured in San Diego.
I looked at it, the more I could see faintly some windows or a stripe going around the center of this sphere.
Damn.
And I decided, well, it hadn't gone away after 2 or 3 minutes, so I thought I'd take a chance, run inside, grab my camera.
Yeah, Mom. No need for camera. He got a very good camera, so yeah.
Bruh.
Yeah, it's all right, Mom. It's all right. Next time I'll ask you for the camera, okay?
A Nikon, came out, set it up on a tripod, and started taking photographs of it. I could see the object floating almost as if it was in water. It would rise up and down just slightly and sway back and forth a little bit.
Yeah.
And then
so it really feels like that. This is an older clip, and it's been enhanced with the help of AI. So from what I'm gathering is that the video is legit. The video is legit, but it's been enhanced by AI. And you can see, so this is the high quality version, right? Enhanced by AI. And this is the original low quality version. High quality, low quality. So when you look at that, look at the pattern, it certainly feels like that, yeah, the accuracy of the enhancements is very good. That's what it feels like. But of course, you don't want to fully believe in it yet, because the AI is also predicting its pattern. And that's how it's been able to enhance the image and show you that image. So yeah, even AI is predicting, but it's a good prediction nonetheless, and I thought it was a very good video, so I wanted to throw that in the video. Check this one out, roll it.
He worked on, which is, and then that brings us to Lazar's depiction of how these things worked.
Yeah, honey, hide the kids, prepare the dinner, because Bob Lazar is coming for dinner tonight.
That they somehow or another bend gravity. These things that he worked on, which is the model that's on the desk there. That's supposedly a detailed model of what that thing looked like that he worked on. The sport
original
model,
sketch.
I think they called it.
That's what he called it,
yeah. When you watch him talk and you hear him give his description of his time working there and what he saw and what he thinks those things are, what was your take on that?
I thought it was curious and interesting. I mean, I've been to Area 51. I didn't see any flying saucers or anything like that.
What did you see?
I saw Defense Department experiments being performed and training activities and that sort of thing. Nothing.
He perhaps also saw them smelling their own farts too, right? Exactly.
That the taxpayer would object to. But,
of course not.
But it's a big range. There's a lot of stuff going on out there, and there's a lot of adjacent ranges. If you look at the map,
actually. Area 4, where he was.
That's what he said, yeah.
That's what he said.
I found his explanations curious.
Yeah? How so?
The complexity of it, and the fact that he talked about Laurentium, for example, and then decades later it turns out that apparently there is a more stable form of that than...
That's element 115?
sounds right. I couldn't tell you for
But
sure.
it's called Laurentium.
Laurentium.
That sounds like something from Battlestar Galactica. You know, we need the
This all this
Laurentium
stuff
to power
takes
the
you
ship.
into that,
Yeah,
right?
right.
So now I'm a little skeptical about his claims, I have to say. A friend of mine claims to know the gal who was his supervisor when he worked out there and knows what he was actually doing and where he was located. And claims that he was a guy who checked radiation on badges.
That's it.
Yeah.
And so all the rest is fiction.
According to that story.
And this is a person that you know?
Yeah.
Maybe that person's full of shit.
Maybe.
How about that?
You know, I don't have the ground truth on this,
Yeah.
but
It's
but
interesting.
he did falsify his educational records, and he's been involved in some other things, and it just doesn't.
You talking about the MIT records?
Yeah.
Yeah. He explained that to me. He said that he was working on something for the government and they sent him to MIT to learn something. And I can't say too much. I'll tell you off air because he told me not to talk about it. But it makes more sense when you hear his description of it, that essentially it wasn't documented that he was studying there because what he was doing was really a terrible thing, a terrible experiment they were working on. When I explain it to you, maybe it'll make more sense.
Okay.
Maybe not, though.
Maybe not.
Maybe he's full of shit. Maybe he lied about that. What's interesting, though, is he's told the same exact story
for years
since the late 80s. And
decades.
He doesn't seem full of shit. Now, some people are really good at lying. And, you know, I've been tricked before, and I'm sure you have too. There's some people that are just sociopaths. They're really good at...
Yeah, they don't even, know they're lying. They're, convinced in their own head why...
For context, he's talking about Bob Lazar's story being false or true, right? And a lot of people do believe in Bob Lazar. Bob Lazar, for the normies out there, Bob Lazar claimed to have worked at S4 at Area 51. And he has claimed to have worked on the ET crafts, the UFOs, and he in fact also claimed to have gone inside one of the UFO as well. And that's why you saw the sketch earlier on in the clip. And his track record was also removed, like his education was removed, a lot of the stuff that after he came out saying that, yeah, he worked on like UFO stuff at Area 51. The reason he claimed he came out was because he was in fear of his life. He thought that they were gonna like kill him, and before that could happen, he thought was just coming out was the best thing, because if he came out, spilled the beans, and then they killed him, people would believe him, therefore they would not kill him ultimately, and so far he's alive. Thankfully, I guess, right? So yeah, that's the reason why he came forward. And then when people started like diving deep into into his story, trying to dig up and, you know, make sense of it, his track record was gone. It was removed. So yeah, this is where we're at with it. And now we also, of course, got skeptics. I think skeptics good. We gotta be skeptical about everything. We gotta ask questions. Asking questions is a good thing. So I don't mind that. I love this. I love the topic here, and I'm sure you guys do too. That's why you're here, right? So let's roll it.
They're spinning it.
He's obviously very intelligent, and he obviously knows a lot about science. He knows a lot about propulsion systems, and he really did work at Los Alamos, which is interesting because he's actually on the employee roster.
Yeah.
And they tried to say that he didn't.
Yeah.
He knew.
So apparently they tried to remove it too, but we're talking about the 80s, right? So the data, or I guess his entry, was put on a paper, like pen to a paper, right? So it was written on text. So they discovered that after they tried to erase his data. So that's one of the clues why, that's one of the many few puzzles to the story. That's one of the many few things, and the reason why people also believe in his story. Just one of the very few
people that were there. He knew the layout of the building. When he went there with George Knapp, they went through the building. He knew exactly where everything was, and he knew the people that worked there. So he really did work there, apparently, allegedly. His story, what's interesting to me is that, again, it's the same story over and over and over again. And then what's also interesting to me is that he knew and took friends to a place where they were testing these things out. And he knew where it was, and he knew when they were doing it, and he brought his friends out there, and that's when they got arrested.
Yeah. Context, so he brought his friends over near the Area 51 to see the UFO in the sky, and Bob Lazar did claim that on that particular day there will be a UFO and they would be testing it. So I'm not lying, and he was saying that to his friends, and he was like, okay, if you don't believe me, let's go to Area 51. We'll talk about it. Okay, we'll have a party. We'll throw a party down. And in fact, when they did go to Area 51 outside, they indeed saw a UFO floating in the sky and doing all those kind of crazy maneuvers, and then ultimately they were found, and then they basically got arrested, right? Because the military personnel at Area 51 showed up with night vision goggles on, and they arrested these dudes. And after that, it was kind of wild. So
yeah, it's a very I think there's some consistency there. That is hard to explain. How would he know where to go and what was going on? There are some possible answers to that. I've poked into this a bit. Supposedly, there was a bar off base where the scientists and a lot of the aviators and people would go and hang out. He was frequented that place and picked up information. So, you know, I hear stories on both sides of this. I don't know what the ground truth is, and I remain skeptical. But
for sure.
There's a lot of crazy stuff going on.
I enjoyed his company. I went to dinner with him and Jeremy, and I talked to him for several hours. On the podcast and off the podcast. I don't know. You know, I don't. But it's a weird one because he never made any money doing that. He never made any money telling that story.
I'll tell you another story offline. We can exchange stories offline.
I'm excited. I can't wait for this to be over now.
Honey, hide the kids. Bobbles are coming for dinner tonight. I want to also show you guys this clip from the homie Casper's side, and we got other stuff that I want to dive into. Wait for it, guys. Roll it. Let's
plane
get to
can be seen flying towards the airport before the two collide, causing a mid-air explosion and fall into the river.
The Black Hawk one, right?
In the second video, you can see the Army helicopter and American Airlines plane travel toward each other. After the collision and subsequent explosion, the airliner can be seen spinning into the water, and the Black Hawk is also seen falling into the water.
Yeah, gotta be on purpose. This one, I think it's on purpose.
Looks like it's just going straight for it. It's like a kamikaze. It just looks like that.
Hey, Army veteran here. I was stationed in an aviation unit, more specifically a Black Hawk unit, and I've got questions because the math is not mathing on this Black Hawk hitting into the airplane incident. First and foremost, where were the crew chiefs? Every pilot has at least one crew chief. Most of the time there are two. So if there were two crew chiefs on that helicopter, plus the pilot, 3 people didn't see the plane? Also, it was a night mission. Each one of those crew chiefs would have been wearing night vision goggles, which highlights everything in the sky. So 3 people, 2 sets of night vision goggles, didn't see the big flashing plane? Also, Black Hawks have radar. They can tell if a missile is coming towards them. So their radar didn't show the big blinking plane on it.
Sister dropping truth bombs right now.
As someone who's been a passenger on Black Hawks more than 10 times in my career, the one thing that I can tell you is super consistent is the communication between the crew chiefs and the pilot. That never stops throughout the whole flight. So you are never, ever going to convince me that this was just an accident. I am convinced that something very bad happened up there and there was some type of hijacking. And of course I'm speculating. There's literally nothing to prove what I'm saying, but it just doesn't make any fucking sense otherwise.
There you go. You got a lot of tech on that thing.
I mean, this was interesting. That's why I wanted to like throw that in, because her testimony is kind of crazy, and I've seen like other pilots' testimony too, and other pilots' speculation, their opinion piece. And yeah, if you're a pilot, put it in the comments below. Very curious to hear. Generally speaking, what I'm hearing from even pilots, people that would know, right, a little more than you and I, perhaps. They are saying, yeah, this was deliberate. This was deliberate. Not necessarily certain about that Philadelphia plane crash. You know, some people are saying it was a missile because the way it was going down. Now it's been reported it's a plane crash. Listen, I don't think it was a missile, but a lot of people are believing that, so I wanted to throw that in too. Not saying they are right or they are wrong, or I'm right or I'm wrong. I was not there, so I don't know. But I don't think it was a missile, and I could be wrong. I could be wrong. But it's insane as to how many planes have been like recently crashing. Today, apparently, we heard a new at Houston, right? Thankfully, nothing bad happened, but at Houston, a plane caught on fire before it could take off. Therefore, people were able to deplane. Insane when you hear that. What is going on nowadays, man? If it's Boeing, I'm not going, and if it's smaller planes, I'm not going either, man. No Boeing, no smaller planes, but 100%. Black Hawk helicopter's fault. Roll it.
Black Hawk helicopter was 100% the cause of the crash in Washington. Helicopters are supposed to stay below 200 feet when they're entering this airspace. But the Black Hawk helicopter was at roughly about 300 feet. There are rumors that it was at 200 feet but then went up to 300 feet just before the crash, which does leave some to speculate that this might have been intentional. And when they crashed into the plane, they literally split it in half. They also lack newer technology which would allow Control to see their altitude. Had Control seen their altitude, they would have let them know that they were flying way too high, and they could have prevented this. Earlier on, we thought it might have been Control's fault because of the reroute requested by Control for the plane to land at runway 33, causing an intersection between the helicopter and the plane, but it seems that this is 100% the Black Hawk helicopter's fault. So with all of this knowledge, why would the Black Hawk helicopter be 300 feet or more in the air when they should have been below 200? Which leaves the question, why would the military allow Black Hawk helicopter training near one of the most congested airports in the United States?
Yeah, exactly. Why? Why, right? I want to also play you this. Roll it.
Hidden behind Area 51. Why is it one of the most secret places on Earth, where airspace is strictly closed and anyone trespassing into the area will be shot on sight? This secret military base, located in Nevada, USA, is rumored to hold evidence of alien civilization.
Uh-oh.
According to legend, it all began with the Roswell incident in 1947, when an alien ship crashed on a ranch near Roswell. Farmers reported the incident to the police, and soon after, a military convoy arrived on the scene to collect the wreckage, and, according to eyewitnesses, the bodies of aliens. They were to be transported to...
And it's now, it's been claimed that now, because the public knows about Area 51 and there has been so much tension after the fact, they moved the alien stuff and all that stuff to like another facility, so it's no longer at Area 51. But this is like whistleblower stuff, right?
Area 51 for research. Shortly after, the government officially stated that it was just a weather balloon.
Yeah, just
One
a
of the
balloon.
most famous stories is the story of scientist Bob Lazar, who claimed that he worked at Area 51 and studied alien technology. He also stated that there are different types of alien civilizations. Most of these claims were later found to be fake, but the mystery of Area 51 continues to captivate minds. Who knows?
Fake? Fake? When? Where? Oof. That's kind of crazy. Guys, check out this video on the screen, because recently the stuff that just came out about, like, yeah, so President Trump also talked about the UFO drones, right? We got a deputy sheriff also responding to Trump's claims about the UFO drones that have been in New Jersey. We got like other footage as well, and we got a tons of conspiracy in this video right here. Check it out, and I'll see you right there. It's gonna blow your mind.